Hello everyone! There has been quite some complaining about GRYPHON's strength lately, so I think it would be a good idea to make a video on how you can improve your defense against him. First of all, I would like to say he's a strong character, but not in the way people see him as. He's a very powerful team fighter that is accompanied with the best adequately broken fits in the game. What is not so obvious to most people is his lack of power in 1v1s, once you truly understand how this character works. Thing is, people choose to be ignorant and instantly complain about anything with no thought of improving or changing, especially in For Honor. The community is spreading more misinformation than ever. Videos calling him broken rally way too many people for me to do nothing, but I will not complain about it now. I will make a specific video talking about this problem another time. For now, you are here to learn and I'm here to teach. If you choose to improve and look for solutions instead of crying like a little kid, you're in the right place, Mr. Starbush. His biggest pressure in 1v1s come from his chain mix-up. The problem is that you can make it really hard for him to get into it. In order to do that, you need to first understand his neutral pressure and his limited options. He can either do light combo, which is 500 ms, and attack anyone should have the reaction time to block in 1v1s, or a 600 ms bash, an attack that has an even easier reaction window than neutral lights. I believe that with minimum practice, you should easily be able to react to both options. If you do find yourself struggling, what you need to do is a bit of what I call academy. You take a friend, we go into training mode, then take turns attacking each other for a couple of minutes each. Your objective is to block or dodge every attack on reaction, and his is to break your defense. Any decent player that has a bit of experience in this game should without excuse be able to do this. If you cannot, the reason is lack of practice. After a dodged bash, you have to either block the follow-up, if there is one, or make a read on a light, heavy, or nothing. I will tell you from now, most players will follow up with a light, and I will actually suggest you to parry it every time until your opponent shows signs of adapting. Obviously, once he adapts, you have to keep up with him and change as well. Okay, so now you realize it is very hard for him to attack you from neutral. He is now forced to do reads on two heavies in order to get into his kick mix-up. Well, here comes the beauty of option selects. If you do not know by now, an option select is an input that covers multiple options at once. For example, you can pair an attack with a zone input. If the attack is committed, you will get a parry. If the attack is feinted, you will zone. There are way more option selects in this game, but the important part is to mix them up and make sure you are not predictable. Let's say you were sloppy and got hit by a bash or a light. It happens from time to time, to literally everyone. What now? There is a powerful, broken, extremely overpowered mix-up coming your way. Well, the biggest mistake would be to try to dodge it on reaction, because unlike his neutral pressure, this is unreactable. You have to make a read if he's going to kick or not. But what if he doesn't kick? What is he going to do? Well, a lot of GRYPHONs
you said heavy and bash, no light?
Opposite sides.
I didn't hear that. I just heard mix me up.
Thing is, if you put your guard on one side, GRYPHON not only has to get a correct read on you dodging, but also on the guard you are not blocking. Unless you're an assassin or someone with a special guard when dodging, you will block the heavy if thrown from the correct side you were blocking. But what if he does not throw from the side you were blocking? Do you just hit the heavy? No. You still have an option to unlock roll on reaction. Again, if you struggle with this, a couple rounds of Academy will fix it. This leaves him with one safe option, and that is heavy feinting to guard break. And when I say safe option, I wrote it with quotation marks, because it does cost a lot of stamina, and if I actually do not dodge, he has to deal with my option selects as well. Also, Freeze made a really good video covering every option select for all heroes against GRYPHON mix-up. I recommend giving it a watch afterwards as well. There is one trend going on among GRYPHON players that can be taken quite advantage of. What I'm talking about is the fact that some players like to mix up neutral guard break and veteran kick. This might sound good at first, but it takes a super hard choice reaction mix up and turns it into an easy single stimulus. The reason behind that is that you only need to dodge if you see an indicator in the next 300 milliseconds window, rather than tell what kind of attack it is. It requires an under 200 millisecond reaction time to do, but do not make the mistake to compare it to human benchmark, where you do not know when you have to click. Here, there is a very limited window that requires all your focus, giving way better results than usual. I was able to do it first try with very minimal practice, so I truly believe you can do it as well, Mr. Starbush. But wait! His kick is 28 damage. Isn't that insane for a 500 MS bash? Well, a correct read from you gives you almost the same amount. Pretty sure it's just one less damage. I am not even sure if the odds are in the advantage of the GRYPHON player after considering how many option selects he has to deal with. But let's say he does land the kick. One thing to keep important in mind is that he will have frame advantage afterwards. So do not try to attack him first. Just react to his super neutral game and then attack when it is your turn. Another move people complain a lot about is his Dojo Deck. Yes, it has quite the iframes, so as a character like Warden, War Monster, Hitokiri or Centurion, you'll have to watch out for him dodging on level 1 and dash attacking on level 3 bash. It is just an extra read you will have to make, but you also need to realize it is not the first one in the game. Berserkers, Shaman and other characters' Dojo Attack work very similar against this kind of mix-ups as well. Now I am done talking about him in 1v1s. It is time to talk about him in teamfights. The biggest thing people seem to struggle against is external dodge attacks. This means dodging while locked on one opponent and dodge attacking on another, used usually defensively or to reposition by good players. You will notice though that weaker GRYPHON players will overuse this, exposing themselves for easy parries. If people know what is going on, just requires a bit of awareness. Also, if he does not hit you with that external dodge attack, the recovery is insanely huge. You can almost every time light, zone or bash him up without him getting into his hyper armor. You can maybe even try to heavy if it will kill him. His recovery is just extremely weak. Now for more advanced things you should know about GRYPHON. First of all, sticky dodges. Not sure how common people are with this term, but I will try my best to explain it. When you get guard broken by a character after hitting the heavy or the respective attack, if you attempt to dodge, no matter who you are locked on, you will dodge as if you are locked on the person that guard broke you. This means, if you try to dodge away from him, you will dodge into his teammate, guaranteeing the kick. The practical conclusion you can take from this is if you want to avoid his kick after a guard break, the most optimal solution would be to lock onto him in order to know where you're going to dodge, or just simply back dodge. Finally, it is time to move on strategy and how Nemesis tries to deal with him in Dominion. We understand how powerful his feats are. That is why we try a lot of times to focus GRYPHON and try to deny giving him renown. This means doing plays like leaving a fight and killing yourself instead of giving renown to a character that has the best feats in the game. But if he does get his feats, it is very important to be aware of it, specifically of his tier 3. It is not an easy dodge, but with appropriate context you should at least try to expect it and attempt to avoid it. But also for his tier 2, you can try to get a punish on reaction with a confirmed guard break or with a light, being offensive when he is low as well in attempt to not allow him to pop tier 2 for his teammates is a viable strategy too. One last advanced tip I can give is as a character that has feats with bleed or fire damage, try to save them until GRYPHON has used his healing feats or change them. Otherwise, he will just negate it every time powerful feats like Fire Flask, Nail Bomb, etc. So yeah, that was it. I hope you did improve your defense against GRYPHON today and learned at least something new. If you did, a like is always appreciated as the video will reach and help more people as well. Outside that, I will try to upload a bit more consistently, so see you soon, Mr. Starboy.
Barakid is so bad, look at them. Eating neutral heavies and shit, man. How are you even in them, man? Look at you go.